Imagine a world as a gigantic ocean, vast, deep, and full of mystery. The fish that inhabit this ocean have spent their lives adapting, evolving, and understanding the elements of their environment. Yet, some fish fear the unknown. They fear the idea of venturing into the uncharted waters, of discovering new territories, and of adapting to new environments. Why is that? What makes some fish resist the shift and awakening, hindering the ocean's collective evolution? This is the question we must confront if we are to understand the dynamics of fear, attachment to the status quo, and manipulative tactics that often fuel resistance. Some individuals are like these fish, deeply attached to the world they have meticulously crafted. They have built castles of control, woven webs of authority, and designed intricate systems to maintain their grasp on the world around them. But what happens when the ocean wants to evolve? What happens when the collective consciousness of humanity begins to awaken? The illusion these individuals have crafted begins to crack, the castle walls crumble, and they are left exposed. They fear this exposure, this loss of control, this dismantling of the world they have built. And so, they resist. This resistance is not benign. It is active. It is a fight against evolution. They perceive any shift in consciousness, any awakening as a threat to their authority and control. Each ripple in the ocean, each new idea, each enlightened thought is viewed as an enemy, a force to be quelled. They resist change, not out of loyalty to the status quo, but out of fear of what the new world might hold. They fear the change because they fear losing their grip on the world they have so carefully crafted. And how do they resist? They employ manipulative tactics, they spread misinformation, they create propaganda, all in an effort to control public perception, to steer the narrative towards their favor. They weave stories that create fear, stories that divide, stories that perpetuate the illusion of their control. They cultivate an environment where change is dangerous, where awakening is a threat, and where evolution is a fantasy. They suppress the collective awakening because they fear the collective power of an enlightened humanity. This resistance, however, is not invincible. It is fueled by fear, by insecurity, and by a desperate desire to hold on to a world that is slipping away. These individuals fear the awakening because they fear being exposed as the illusionists they are. They fear the end of their control, the dismantling of their authority, and the emergence of a new world where their manipulative tactics have no place. Yet, resistance is a two-sided coin. On one side, it is a desperate grasp to maintain control, to keep the status quo, to prevent evolution. But flip the coin, and resistance also reveals the potential for change, the possibility for evolution, and the promise of an awakened humanity. So, we find ourselves at a crossroads, facing the challenge of overcoming this resistance. How do we navigate this ocean of fear, division, and manipulation? How do we guide the fish towards new territories, towards evolution, towards awakening? The answer lies in understanding the nature of the resistance and in cultivating a collective shift in consciousness. This shift is fueled by awareness, empowerment, and a commitment to truth and authenticity. This shift is the key to unlocking the chains of fear, doubt, and conformity and setting the stage for an era of enlightened humanity. There is a saying, the only constant in life is change. For some, this change is terrifying. It threatens their control, their status quo, their illusion. For others, it is liberating. It represents the potential for evolution, for growth, for enlightenment. As we navigate this journey of awakening, we must confront the resistance, understand its origins, and find ways to transcend it. Only then can we truly evolve. Only then can we truly awaken. In the grand ocean of life, the fear of losing control is a tempest that can whip up towering waves of resistance. Fear, after all, is often driven by a fundamental insecurity about one's own abilities and significance. It's like standing on shifting sands, feeling uncertain of your footing or your ability to withstand the strong winds of change. The more insecure we feel, the tighter we cling to what we know, to the control we've established over societal structures and institutions. Imagine the world as an intricately woven tapestry, each thread representing a different aspect of our societal structure. Some individuals have spent their lifetime weaving their thread of influence into this tapestry, carefully intertwining their narrative into the fabric of society. The fear of losing control is essentially the fear of losing this thread, of seeing their influence unravel and their significance diminished. In the face of change, in the face of evolution, these individuals resort to manipulative tactics to sustain their grip on power. It's as if they've built a fortress around their thread, creating layers of fear, division, and oppression to safeguard their interests. They foster an environment that reinforces their status quo, where fear is the currency and division is the norm. These fear-based tactics are not just about retaining power. They are about suppressing the collective awakening, the collective evolution of consciousness. Individuals who resist humanity's evolution do so because they fear the potential of an empowered, enlightened humanity. They fear a world where their manipulative tactics lose potency, where their narrative loses relevance, and their thread of influence unravels. But the fear of losing control is not just about loss, it's also about the unknown. What happens when the structures we've established crumble? What happens when the status quo is disrupted and a new order emerges? The fear of losing control is really a fear of the unknown, a fear of stepping into uncharted territories. However, the unknown is not necessarily a dangerous place. It's a realm of possibilities, of potential, and of growth. It's where evolution happens, where awakening occurs, and where new narratives are woven. It's where the threads of fear and division are replaced with threads of love and unity, and where the tapestry of society is transformed into a more beautiful, more vibrant, more enlightened version of itself. The resistance of individuals who fear losing control is a formidable force, but it is not insurmountable. The very fear that fuels this resistance can become the catalyst for change, for transformation, for evolution. Remember, fear is not just a barrier, it's also a teacher. It exposes our insecurities, our attachments, and our resistance to change. So, as we navigate the turbulent waters of fear and resistance, we must remember that every wave, no matter how towering, eventually breaks and gives way to calm waters. The fear of losing control, the fear of the unknown, are just waves in the ocean of life. The key is to not get swept away by these waves, but to learn how to ride them, to learn how to navigate through them, and to use them as catalysts for awakening, for evolution, for transformation. Yes, the fear of losing control is a formidable force, but remember, so is the power of an awakened, enlightened humanity. The fear may create waves, but it's the collective consciousness, the collective awakening that can calm the storm, that can transform the fear into a force for change, a force for evolution, a force for awakening. An awakening of consciousness is no ordinary shift. It is a fundamental transformation that transcends the limitations of the egoic mind, illuminating a path towards true liberation. It is like the dawn breaking after a long, dark night, casting light on the shadows of fear and doubt that once held us captive. As this dawn breaks, humanity begins to question the narratives that have been woven into the fabric of society. Like a spelunker exploring the depths of a cave, we start to scrutinize the belief systems that have shaped our lives and the lives of those before us. Each question is a torchlight, revealing the fear, division, and oppression that have been meticulously crafted into these narratives. Questioning is the first step towards awakening. It is how we dismantle the fortress of fear, how we unravel the threads of division and oppression. As the questioning deepens, as the torchlight shines brighter, we begin to see that these narratives are not truly ours. They are narratives that have been imposed upon us, narratives that have been used to control and manipulate us. The realization of this manipulation triggers a profound shift in consciousness. It is like a veil being lifted, revealing the truth that has been concealed from our view. We see that we are not mere pawns in a grand game of power and control, but powerful beings capable of shaping our own destiny. Liberation from manipulation, therefore, is about reclaiming our autonomy, about breaking free from the constraints of external influence. It is about realizing that we are not bound by the narratives imposed upon us, that we have the power and the freedom to weave our own narratives. As we awaken to this truth, we also awaken to our inherent worth and divine nature. We come to understand that we are not defined by the societal structures and institutions that have long governed our lives, but by our innate capacity for love, compassion, and unity. We realize that our worth is not determined by our position in the societal hierarchy, but by our ability to contribute to the collective growth and evolution of humanity. This awakening to our inherent worth is an empowering process. It is like breaking free from the chains of fear, doubt, and conformity, and stepping into a realm of limitless potential. It is here, in this realm, that we truly discover our power, our potential, and our purpose. The collective awakening of humanity is not a distant dream, but a tangible reality. It is happening right now, in every heart that chooses love over fear, unity over division, truth over manipulation. It is happening right now, in every soul that awakens to its inherent worth, its divine nature, and its potential to shape the course of humanity. As we continue this journey of awakening, it is crucial to remember that we are not alone. We are part of a collective, a powerful network of awakened beings who are committed to the evolution of consciousness. Together, we can overcome the fear, the division, and the manipulation that have long hindered our collective enlightenment. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of consciousness, fear, and liberation. If this resonates with you, if you feel called to be part of this collective awakening, I invite you to subscribe and like this video. By doing so, you contribute to the spread of knowledge and awareness, and to the collective evolution of humanity. Together, let's weave a new narrative of love, unity, and awakening. Let's create a world where fear loses its grip, division loses its potency, and manipulation loses its relevance. Let's create a world of awakened, empowered, and enlightened beings.